Chapter 28 Murmuring in the Camp. Time stretches in the desert like a long breath. The fire on Sinai dims, though it has not gone out. Moses has not returned. The people wait, and in the waiting, something in them begins to unravel. Oren and Avea remain steady, their tent now surrounded by others who once prayed with passion, but now whisper with doubt. The heat is unrelenting. The manna falls daily, but its taste grows bland to those who no longer remember it as miraculous. One evening, a man nearby cries out in frustration, "What kind of deliverer leaves us here to die? We had fish in Egypt. We had garlic and meat." Another shouts back, "And chains, you fool!" But the murmuring spreads like smoke through dry brush. It doesn't rage, it simmers. It curls into conversations around cooking fires, into stories told to children at dusk. Avea listens with a heavy heart. "They forget so quickly," she says, sitting beside the fire with her knees drawn to her chest. Oren is silent, staring into the flames. "It's only been weeks," she continues. "How can they speak of Egypt with longing? After the sea? After the plagues? After Sinai?" "Because they never left Egypt in their hearts," Oren replies. She closes her eyes, tears welling. "But they saw him." "Yes, but they didn't choose him, not fully." Later, as they walk through the camp, they pass tents filled with laughter that feels forced, small altars made of stone, unspoken idolatry dressed up in old traditions. Children mimic their parents' complaints, saying things like, "Moses has gone forever," or "Yahuwah brought us out here to kill us." Oren stops and kneels beside one child, looking him in the eyes. "Do you know who you are?" The boy shrugs. "A wanderer?" "No," Oren says firmly. "You are an heir of covenant, a chosen one, a seed of promise." He looks up at the boy's mother, who is watching with wary eyes. She says nothing, but she hears. Back in their tent, Avea weeps. "I don't know if I can watch them do this. Turn their backs, build their calf, forget his voice like it was a dream." Oren wraps his arms around her. "Then we don't turn away. We intercede. We stand in the gap. We remember. Even if they don't, especially if they don't." She rests her forehead against his chest. "We've seen this before," she whispers. "And we'll see it again," he says. "But each time, we will be the ones who do not forget." Outside, the murmuring rises. Inside, the presence remains. And in the wilderness of complaint, a remnant still listens. Chapter 29 The Golden Calf. The day begins with eerie quiet, too quiet. The cloud has not moved. Moses is still on the mountain. 40 days. The people's patience has frayed into fear, and fear has turned to idolatry. Avea senses it first, a shift in the camp's breath. Laughter, but not joy. Music, but not praise. She and Oren leave their tent to follow the sound. They crest a rise overlooking the central clearing, and there, shining grotesquely in the desert sun, stands the calf. Melted earrings, bracelets, neck chains, shaped into a god with no breath, no covenant, no memory. The people dance around it, wild and unanchored. Some chant, some cry, some most just move, caught in the frenzied need to belong. Avea clutches her chest. "They made a god, Oren, with their own hands." Aaron led it. "They called it the one who brought them out of Egypt." Oren is silent. His fists clench, but his eyes glisten with more sorrow than fury. "We watched him split the sea," she whispers. "We stood at Sinai. We heard him." "They did too," Oren says. "Then why?" "Because they wanted control. A God they can see, a God who doesn't speak, a God who won't require faith." Avea falls to her knees in the dust. "What do we do?" Oren kneels beside her. "We remember and we stay faithful. We do what we've always done. We intercede." She reaches into her sash and pulls out the knotted cord she's been weaving. Each knot holds a word from Yahuwah. She lays it in the dirt between them like a plea. Together they press their foreheads to the ground. "Most High," Oren prays, Be slow to anger. Let your mercy rise higher than this shame. Forgive them, Avea cries. They do not know what they've done. But we will not leave you. Not now, not ever. From the mountain above, thunder rolls again. The sky darkens. Judgment is coming, but so is intercession. He'll break the tablets, Avea says through tears. And still, he'll write them again. Because he doesn't forget, even when we do. The music continues below, but Oren and Avea remain on their faces, not forgotten, faithful. Chapter 30. The Long Dust. The years blur like wind across stone. Oren and Avea do not age like the others. They walk with the people, grieve with them, labor beside them, but they carry something timeless. They remember the fire of Sinai even when others forget. They fast when the people feast in complaint. They sing when the others murmur. They bury friends. They help raise children who ask, "Why are we still in the desert?" They answer with stories, with songs, with faith. They walk in silence when others fall in rebellion. They pray when others plot. They forgive when bitterness takes root. They hold each other when hope feels thin. Avea continues to knot the cord. Oren adds tiny carvings to his staff, each one a name, a mercy, a moment Yahuwah showed up even when the people didn't deserve it. When Moses passes away, they weep not just for the man, but for the memory, the mountain, the first breath of covenant, the hope that still flickers. And finally, when Joshua rises, they stand beside him. But they don't enter the land. Their feet pause at the edge of the Jordan. Oren looks at her. This lifetime wasn't about crossing over. Avea nods, tears in her eyes. It was about learning to stay faithful in the waiting. They hold hands, and they look once more across the water, and then